What's up, everybody? Welcome to THS Wrestling's NXT WARGAMES recap. We hope everybody had a great weekend. We're going to be talking all about War Games and maybe some other stuff if, you know, the show doesn't go for 4 hours like War Games did. But that is besides the point. My name is John, and I'm joined by Neeson, Johnny, and Jimmy. How you guys doing? Jimmy, hello.
Hello, gents. Good to be back. It's been a while.
Were you signing your name in the air there, like a little Larry Zbyszko?
Exactly.
That's what he used to do, guys, if you didn't know that. Matthew, what's going on, man? Oh, Matthew's excited for Tuesday. I know that much.
I'm going to start. We need to start making a bet and seeing if Matthew's going to be the first person to hop in the chat. Because kudos to Matthew. He's always the first person. I'm going to start putting money on it. I'm going to start betting.
Okay. That's easy money, I feel.
Okay, he be on it down. Thomas Franco, step up, Thomas Franco, where you at? Step it up.
He's still mad.
What's up, Em?
All right, guys. So before we get to War Games, I want to first mention that GCW had Slime Season this weekend. It was free on YouTube, youtube.com/GameChanger Wrestling video. It's up. Go check it out. But more importantly, you can go to tinyurl.com/GCW Slime, and all the money that's donated there goes directly to the wrestlers. Last I checked, I think they were at a little over 15K. Nice. They might be a little more than that now. I think you got a couple more hours to donate to that. I highly suggest go checking that show out. Leo Rush, Blake Christian was insane. It was an absolutely insane match. Thomas, what's going on? There he is.
Woo! What's up, Thomas Franco?
And then we had Jacob Fatou versus Matthew Justice, which was also insane. There's just a lot of
many doors. So many doors.
Where did they get the doors from? There was just so much stuff going on there. So I highly suggest you go check out that show. It's free. And then if you feel like throwing a few dollars to that Indiegogo, do that as well. And we thank GCW for all the shout outs. It's pretty cool to hear our name on the broadcast there.
Yeah, we're in the back.
We're working on stuff.
I was just hammering a piece of wood. That's all I was doing.
I was making the cardboard doors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was me, guys. That was all me, guys.
I did the red one.
The red one? Good call. All right, so I need some coffee, that's for sure. I should probably head on over to deathwishcoffee.com. Use the promo code #show at checkout for 10% off because it's been a long day. That's all I'm going to say. So let's move on to War Games. Okay. I guess, and chat, this is open to you. Birthday's in 2 weeks from today, the same day. We'll be live. And we will sing happy birthday praises. I can't promise the singing part, but the praises part will probably happen. All right, chat. Let me know A to F. What did you give NXT TakeOver War Games? And then we'll go down the line here. Neeson,
hi.
What do you think?
Oh man, I thought the let's see, A to F. I'm gonna give it a B. I'm gonna give it a B plus, and mainly, I'm floating on the B and B plus thing, and only because I felt like the women's match killed it, and the men's match they did a good job, but they didn't live up to the women's match. So I think it was bookend great. You got some stuff that leads over into Wednesday, with the Austin Theory revealing, which I mean, I feel like we all knew it was gonna be Austin Theory, right?
Yeah.
And then the Cameron Grimes whole ordeal. So I feel like you have some stuff leading into Wednesday. So I give it a B plus for delivering a solid show and making me want to tune in after I tune into AEW on Wednesday.
Oh, they got you.
They did. I told you they did. It's over. Like the war is done. The war is over. There is no war anymore. NXT lost. They lost.
Man, those ratings, when those ratings came out, I had to do a double take.
Over.
It's like, what?
They literally killed this. Like they need some, and they can't move to Tuesday no more. Why? Because Tuesday is now a must see. NXT needs to just go ahead, just move to Thursday, and give us 1 full week of great wrestling content, guys.
Wow,
that's it.
Here first, Jimmy. What do you think? A to F.
I'm going with Neeson with the B+. I thought it was a very solid show. I think probably both of the War Games matches could have been, shortened a bit. I thought the women's match was the match of the night, and I had no problems with it, even though there were people praising the match online. People had a problem with what finish was booked. I have no problem with it. I can see like a new feud stemming between Raquel Gonzalez and Io. So you have a new title feud, and you could still mix up any feud you have with any of the women in there. I think overall solid show, B+.
All right, Johnny, what are you thinking?
Man, I think I'm the factor here tonight. Low key, I give this an A+ for me. I was extremely excited about it. Like, one, I love all the story progression that we got tonight. Like, at the end of this, everyone has like a starting off point on Wednesday, like to go further with stories. So that was awesome. Two, low key, I'm looking like, oh shit, this could low key be some farewell takeovers for some people, because just the way this was set up is like, damn, come Royal Rumble, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple people debut who we saw tonight coming down that Royal Rumble ramp and everything like that. So that got me excited. And then two, there's a lot of times between the bookend matches where, there's that point where it's like, oh, this is my like bathroom break match. But legit, there wasn't a bathroom break match for me, because each one just kept building. Like, I got a lot of respect to I give a lot of respect to Champa and Homeless Rapper, because the thing that is they went to fucking work and beat the shit out of each other. And then I low-key love Cameron Grimes and Lupus because, like, straight to the moon. But honestly, like, this was like one of the doper matches I saw, like, those two wrestle. Like, I saw a lot of things I hadn't seen from them. And then we'll get to that North American Championship where my boy from Detroit held it down. Whoa, let's go, Young Ruff. But again, a lot of great storytelling, and honestly, that kind of got Damian Priest over for me, because before this, I was always kind of saying how I didn't know who Damian Priest was, but that match helped inform me more of who he is, and that helped out his character for me a lot. So yeah, honestly, I'm just like, damn, like, yeah, this shit was an A for me. I really enjoyed tonight.
Just like Detroit, they're always losing. Continue, go ahead.
Whatever. Wow, you son of a bitch.
I'm probably going to be the low grade here, and not by much. I'm just going to give it a B. I thought the women's match was great. I thought the main event until everyone got in, that's when it became like really, really good. And I agree with Johnny. At first I was like, Champa Thatcher, I don't really know how this match is going to go, but I overall enjoyed that match, and the strap match was a lot of fun as well. And the triple threat match was pretty cool. So I think just a B. I don't know why I'm not giving it an A+. I think maybe because that seems a little like I'm calling it a perfect show, and I don't think it was a perfect show. But yeah, I think we're going to go with a B on that. So I guess let's get into the actual show itself. And we opened with a War Games match. It was the women's War Game match. We had Team Candice, which was Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and Toni Storm, taking on Team Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, Rhea Ripley, and Io Shirai. Loved the new tank. I thought that was very cool.
It's shot stuff.
I was waiting for that to happen. I'm like, where are they going to shoot? Oh, there it is.
There. I have a note early on in the match that I thought that Raquel was doing an amazing job, and that I also thought they were doing they were casting a spotlight on her, and that wasn't even before we got to the match beyond, when she ended up getting the pinfall over Io. Mm-hmm. This match, everyone was laying their shit in this match.
Ooh, and big time.
Really, really good. And I am very interested. And I'm glad that Raquel got the pinfall, because Io has pretty much faced everybody else. So let's do something new. If she gets the pinfall, that's probably where we're going to go next. I think Raquel has improved a lot over the past couple of months, and I'm interested to see where we go from here. Jimmy, what did you think of the match?
I mean, it kind of hurt watching this match, like in a good way, with everything that happened in the match, I couldn't believe how much was actually happening. Like all the chair shots and all that eclipse from Ember Moon on the chairs, like it hurt her just as much as it hurt Dakota. Yeah. So when she landed, I cringed so hard because you could see like her chest just go right into it, and basically her ass go right into the seat of the chair. It was insane. And obviously the highlight was Io, and I posted this on Twitter earlier. We just don't deserve Io Shirai. Io, like that gif of her like just putting on the trash can as she's smiling was amazing. And I could watch that over and over again. I think this match was phenomenal. I think that everyone worked their asses off, and I'm sure everyone is hurting from this match. There's no way you're going to come away from this match unscathed. Hats off to everyone performing in this match.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny, what are you thinking?
Same. Like the match was amazing. Like again, always shouts out to Io Shirai for killing it. Again, that spot, like again, was just like hilarious to me. I loved it so much. The physicality of this match was like off the chain. And honestly, I'm also okay with the pin that Raquel Gonzalez got, because honestly, with this going into next week, I'm like, well, think about this though, her team won. And we already know that the Pixie wanted a shot at the title. Now Raquel has an argument for the title. Dakota Kai fucking killed it tonight. And the thing about it was that I was so happy to see her get in this match because we didn't get to see her last year. But again, that was just part of the storyline. And so the dope thing about it is, though, going into this, the next women's championship match could be like a fatal four-way or some of those lines. And so, well, for me, I'm like, damn, this really sets it up for the next one. And then I'm like, okay, with a fatal four-way, Io can take the loss and not get pinned. And then boom, she comes out down that Royal Rumble ramp later on and moves on to like Raw SmackDown, which would be kind of dope to see. And so it kind of gives Io a way out right now as well. So I'm like, damn, this is like really dope storytelling. Plus, another reason why I like this match too is because it was interesting to see like how because I always thinking about like we've never seen the Hillside win, or at least as long as I watched it, I haven't seen the Hillside win. So it's dope to see the Hill spot a victory in our War Games for once.
In NXT. Well, wait,
Undisputed Era won the first one.
Undisputed Era won the first one.
I didn't see the first one.
It didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
That is
to be fair, that first one
thing you've ever said.
That first War Games match was weird because it was tag teams in the match.
Yeah.
As opposed to two different.
Was that the three?
It was a three.
It was Sanity versus Undisputed Era versus I can't remember the last team.
Wasn't it Pete? It wasn't Pete Dunne and War Machine, was it?
No, Ricochet, Pete Dunne, and War Machine fought the Undisputed Era the year after.
Yeah, that was when I went to.
No, it was Roderick Strong and Authors of Pain.
Yeah, that's right.
It's two three-man teams is what it was.
Oh, that is weird.
And Author of Pain's non-compete clause ended today. So be on the lookout, I guess.
Stay tuned for the Writers of Hurt on AEW.
What are they doing in the Impact Zone? Neeson, during this match, you sent me a message, or it might have been right after, that said Dakota showed the fuck out. And I want your thoughts on the match, but I want you to maybe talk a little bit more about why you were so impressed with Dakota Kai.
I've always been impressed with Dakota Kai. When I seen her, I've seen a couple of her stuff randomly from Australia, but when I seen her in the Mae Young Classic, I was impressed by her, and I always thought, she's too bubbly. And then when she turned heel, I was like, okay, we got a little bite to her. Here we go. I felt like this match really proved, one, we got Shotzi and Candice, which are considered like two of the most badass women on the indies, doing the most craziest shit like on the indies matches. Dakota Kai not only held her own from start to jump, everybody held their own, but she started the match and just little moves. It was making me mad at a point because Beth Phoenix and everybody was talking over the shit she was doing, and what they weren't letting the stuff breathe at some points. And I was just like, yo, like her back heel kick that just knocked out who started the match? Who started the match for the other team? Ember Moon.
Yes.
Right? Knocked out Ember Moon for her taking the Eclipse onto the chair, for her, like, it was all these little moments that she did that I was just like, yo, she needs to be on the main roster, not because she doesn't need a title run in NXT, but they need that energy infused. Like, imagine her versus Sasha Banks. Imagine her versus Ruby Riott, right? Like, imagine those
tag team partners.
Yeah, our tag team partners. But even a Billy Kay and Dakota, which we know that's not going to happen. But imagine that, right? Like, it's just they have so much women talent on the main roster that needs a little like energy infused into it. And I feel like Dakota Kai proved that she could be that. Now, don't get me wrong. I also sent you the thing that Io Shirai won the night for me just by her putting on that trash can. And I instantly knew that it was going to be the talk of the fucking night because her face. And I felt like this was the first match that she was actually comfortable in. Like, we seen her go from Io Shirai, the Sky, whatever
Genius of the Sky.
Genius of the Sky. And then we seen her turn into this dark, evil Io Shirai that was quote unquote evil at first, but she was just so beloved. They just had to keep her baby face, right? Everybody's like, we're not booing you, like, at all.
They tried.
Like, just like I watched last year's War Games, just last year, those Candice LeRae and Io Shirai were flipped. Right? Like, they were flipped. And so they were like, we're just not booing you, Io. We're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
But this was the first match where you see the little facial expressions, just all the little things she felt the most comfortable. And I really, really hope that this propels her to the next level. And also I hope that this takes her to Raw maybe in 2021, 2022. We could finally get the Asuka and Io Shirai tag team that was so big in Japan and the reason why they are who they are right now. And they could dance after every win.
Yes.
Yep. Piggybacking off what Neeson said, like, last year's women's War Games match was really hard to top.
Yeah.
Like, and if you think about it, Io had the standout moment in that match as well when she did the moonsault off the top of the cage.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm biased in that because I was at the last two War Games. So getting to see all of these, like, in succession, it's just insane. And there were a lot of crazy things that happened last year. And to think that they not only just reached those heights, but exceeded them this year. Yeah. Outstanding.
Yeah. And low key, we just give a shout out to the bookers in the back too, because this booking was like really interesting because you had the heels it was the faces that had the advantage going in. And so it was like, wait, how do you book the faces that have the advantage without the crowd like turning against them? But it was really smartly done. You were knocking people out. You kept Io from getting in the ring. You did all these things. It was like, damn, this kind of works. And so it kept the heels having the advantage the whole night. So yeah, shout out to the bookers in the back. Like, I wasn't sure if because Neeson mentioned last week that TJ was doing a lot of women's booking. Was that on the main roster or NXT too?
Main roster.
Main.
Okay. But whoever was like working this one, booking it, shit, props. It worked really well.
Yeah, I think another note I have is just everybody brought it. Nobody was in the background, even when they were, just taking a break. Nobody was in the background at all during this match. I thought everybody looked great in this match, and I thought the pinfall went to the right person. So
it did. It really did, man. And we're gonna see amazing things from Diesel, aka the female Diesel. We're gonna see amazing things from her.
I agree. All right. Up next, we had a the only match. Well, no, we had a regular match later on. I was just going to call it a match between Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher.
No, this is the only two. This is the only two-man regular match.
Just a match.
Yeah, just a match.
At first, I was kind of like, I don't know about this match, but then I remembered like Timothy Thatcher is amazing, and Ciampa's also very good. Yeah, this was, I think, the most technical match of the night, so it was a little different than everything else. I really don't have too much to say about it other than I enjoyed it, and I do think that maybe Thatcher should have won, just because, like, I know we're maybe trying to build Champa back up to get to Balor, but I don't know. I feel like a win. Yeah, I know TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get to that a little later. Yeah, I mean, I overall enjoyed it. Does anyone have any pressing thoughts about this match?
I just thought that seeing Thatcher's cauliflower ear get busted open just made that match even more legit than it already was. This was way more hard hitting than I thought it was going to be. Like, we knew it was going to be very technical and it was going to be a little rough, but it was not. It turned out to be way more rough than I thought it was going to be. And I was honestly expecting Thatcher to win as well, but I was going to attribute it more to randomly Russ Taylor coming in, or Taylor Rust, whatever they're calling him now, helping Thatcher win somehow. But I remembered that we saw him in the background on NXT with Malcolm Bivens. Yeah, so I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I thought like, oh, Thatcher could win this way because he's still a student, but I have no problem with Champa winning. This match was just brutal, but it was really good.
Yeah, same. Like, low key, I was cool with them winning because, like, one, it just kind of like reestablished that locker room leader presence. Again, the storyline presence of him going on to challenge TikTok later on and everything like that. And then two, Thatcher didn't look weak here. He didn't look like a bitch. Like, dude was bleeding from the ear and looked like he got fucking stabbed at one point. I was like, how the hell did that even happen? And so, like, dude, again, it was a rough match. But the cool thing about it is that, like, it doesn't hurt Thatcher because, in a way, he's still right in that juice from where he, again, kind of quote unquote, sent Matt Riddle to the main roster because he won that match. And so he's still sitting pretty. And again, he's still like a beast in the ring. It's still like, you know, just like a rough, tough dude. So we can see him bounce back from this and like go into something else and it'll be fine.
Only thing I gotta say is the people, whoever's running the controls in the truck, when they kept cutting to his ear and zooming in on his ear, they won the night. Kudos.
All right. Up next, we had a strap match between Dexter Lumis and Cameron Grimes.
All right, guys, I'll take a break.
Get me back here. Get back here.
All right. Well, I mean, my thoughts. I thought it was a fine match. I don't really have anything profound to say about it. But Neeson, you were just about to leave, sir. So,
shame.
I mean. It was, as Triple H said, it was entertaining. But I just didn't. It was my bathroom break match. I know Parker went on this long diatribe about how it was no bathroom breaks and it was A+ this and that. Nope. I went to the bathroom. I took out the trash. I actually did push-ups during this match. To be honest with you. So it was just a lot of things that just didn't keep me invested. It was a strap match that wasn't a strap match for damn near, it felt like half the match. And I felt like this match went on, how long was it? Like 20-something minutes?
I will get the time for you right now. It was a little under 13.
It was 13 minutes. So I just felt like it was 13 minutes too long. So therefore, I think Cameron Grimes is great. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do with Dexter Lumis. Like, yeah, I just don't know. Like, I feel like it's entertaining, but I'd rather watch a buddy cop show with them.
Oh, I would watch that.
That could be cool. So for me, I love this match because I'm a Cameron Grimes fan. He's just kind of grown on me. He started off as annoying, but damn, this little bitch just kind of grows on you after a while. Like, you do want to see him go straight to the moon, and he's really fun. And honestly, like, I got to see them do moves tonight that I've never seen either of them do. So that was like one of the cool things as well. Like, they were really creative with like some of the spots they were doing. So that made it engaging for me. And then two, I don't know why, but these two have really good chemistry together. Like, I remember when Lumis was feuding with Roddy or whatever, and I was like, this shit's kind of boring. Like, and Roddy was just kind of running from like all goofy and sprayed. But Cameron has way better character where he's able to be afraid but also be aggressive at the same time. And actually, like, you know, pull that out so that way matches are like really good and going back and forth. So for me, like, I'm loving it, and it makes me interested. Like, you know, like, what other stuff can we do with Lupus? Because to be real, I agree with you. Like, he's in this weird gray area, but I feel like there's some potential there if you get the right people, like, put him in the right storylines. But I agree, his character's kind of like is really weird. So I do want to see what they can do with that, because it's just like, could you put a belt on this guy? Or like, could you have him like compete like in a main event type situation where he doesn't even talk or anything like that? So I'm kind of interested to see like what they can do with Lupin. lupus. But honestly, for Cameron, yeah, shit was a fun match as always. Like the dude's doing good work over there.
Do you, Jimmy, see these two being paired up in the Dusty Rhodes Classic?
Oh yeah, I could totally see that happening.
Here we go.
I mean, it's got every Dusty Classic has to have the weird combo, whether it be Baron Corbin and Rhino or Joe
God.
and Finn, and yeah, like this will be the odd couple pairing for the Dusty Classic. But I hate to admit this, Johnny, but like this was my bathroom break match as well, and I'm a Cameron Grimes fan, but you know what? That 13 minutes lasted a lot longer in my mind. I thought that was 20 minutes. Like, and you know, they did have a good match, but I feel like with the strap match from the Great American Bash, I felt it was too soon. Granted, that was like months ago, but it's like, oh, we're doing another strap match. I feel like you could have done something else with these two and have it be a new concept that wasn't something you just did in a feud with someone else who had the same "I'm scared of Dexter Loomis" thing.
Yeah, it feels a little like, what do you do with the Dexter character going forward? Because we've had two feuds where everyone's super scared, but they never become anything more than super scared of him, even though they've faced him and gotten through it. And I thought at the beginning of this match when Cameron's like, I brought my own strap. This is the only strap we're using. And I really liked that because it showed that he was being a little cocky about it. It's kind of like,
I thought that was gonna pay off somehow, but it didn't.
Same.
Like,
I thought it was too. And then when we took the original strap out of the bag, it was the same strap.
yeah.
Like,
that was a hiccup there because it was like, why do they look exactly the same? Two, what was the purpose of that? And then I thought like at the end when he's about to get it off, I was like, oh, it's going to unravel. But I was like, all right, that's fine. But
Look at this guy. Look at this guy backtracking. Look at this guy.
I can be a fan, but I can be critical at the same time. I am still a Cameron Grimes fan, but I can be critical.
We're all Cameron Grimes fans. Don't get it twisted. It's just match that shouldn't have lasted.
I think Cameron should have won, and I think they should have never let him use his own strap, but he would have used it at the end to cheat to win.
Right.
I think that would have been fine. Maybe it had a cowbell on it.
Yeah,
Maybe
something different. Something. Maybe it had
Horseshoe.
He had his own
Horseshoe.
or something.
His lucky horseshoe. That would have been nice. Before we move on, Thomas wants to know, have any of us played the WWE Undefeated game? It's a mobile game. I just looked it up. The graphics look pretty cool, but I have not played it, Thomas. Has anyone played it?
No.
I am not a mobile game player, so unfortunately, no.
What? You don't play Sonic Racing?
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Nope.
No. All right, up next.
Among Us?
Among Us, you can play on your PC, which we did, and it was
The only gaming app I have on my phone is Hinge.
Motherfuck. We'll play, Jimmy.
All right, moving on.
So wait, before we move on, the question is, but are you scoring off of Hinge?
I'd like to think that I've tacked up some high scores.
Hey! Put numbers on the board during the pandemic, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's about here, guys. Because all these numbers, they won't count once 2021 comes, guys. The numbers
they don't roll over. They don't roll.
Also, yours truly got tested Thursday, and I'm good.
There we go.
I mean, I would hope.
And you're like, and I got it. And we're like, wait, what? No. Okay. I think this was around the time we got some vultures in the arena. And Sting came back and was like, never mind. I'm sorry. I take it back.
That's what I thought. I was like, oh, they said we're just going to run the same promo and put vultures in it. Cool.
See, the thing is, Sting gave his thing to Cross, and Glacier gave his to Sting. So,
yes, I will say I was a little disappointed Glacier did not come out on Dynamite.
That would have been great.
I mean, there's so much blood on Dynamite. I'm surprised that blood didn't run cold.
I thought it was going to run cold, but it did not.
Cool.
So yeah, Karrion Kross coming back. Are we we're all on board here?
I mean, I'm biased as usual, but like Cross is just that, once in a generation type performer. Because, there's a lot of big guys that can move around and stuff, but something about him, he just has this it factor. And, the whole thing with him having to drop the title and getting injured was very unfortunate. So I'm hoping that he can bounce back from this. And I feel like he will. There's a lot still riding on him, especially from Triple H based on recent interviews. So I look forward to seeing him back.
Do you guys think they go straight to Balor Cross?
I think they're going to try. I mean, I think I said in the chat, right? It's unfortunate. We haven't seen Balor wrestle since the Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
I forgot he wasn't on this pay-per-view until he cut the promo. And I was like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
He's not on this pay-per-view anymore. And I was like, oh, wait. Nobody's now going to, now Balor was supposed to be the savior of NXT. I recently just watched last year from October to January NXT. Hot, fire. Rhea Ripley winning the last show of the year. Rhea Ripley winning the title. Everybody crowded the ring. NXT was burning up. They lost that energy so dramatically, not only due to the pandemic, but just due to just booking and storylines getting lost and people getting injured and etc. Now they have to go against Sting and Kenny Omega and Impact and New Japan Wrestling and AEW all working together.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Finn Balor, no matter who he faces, Karrion Kross is not over? Sorry. He's not over. He has a great entrance. He has all us as fans, we as super fans, I would call it. We know what he does. We know him, but the casual person doesn't. So that's not going to draw bigger ratings. It doesn't matter who Finn faces. It's not going to get as big, and it's not going to be what it should have been. And I just feel like it sucks for Finn Balor. It sucks for NXT because it's just going to get lost in the shuffle. And it's going to suck for Karrion Kross because he's not going to make it, as talented as he is. He's not over enough to make it mean something.
Okay. I don't know if I disagree, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to be what's going to happen on Wednesday? Oh, wait, I'm not going to watch it because I'm going to be watching Dynamite.
It's the Shawn Michaels winning the world title effect. He won it just at a bad time.
Yeah. I mean, low-key, I totally agree because, coming from my sneaker world, I was watching one of my sneaker reviews, and they brought it up there. They were like, yeah, Kenny Omega won the belt, and now he's going to Impact, which you guys might remember as TNA. I was like, the fuck? This is a sneaker review. But that's how fucking big it was. They literally brought New Japan, everything Neeson just said, and it's like, fuck, they just formed Voltron. How do you beat Voltron? Shit, you got to make your own Voltron. So now we got to see what Tripp, Vince, and the rest of the guys are going to do. So maybe they will go after maybe what they did in November, bring NXT back to interact with SmackDown or Raw, something like that, because they got to respond somehow because it's you're right, that shit's fucking huge.
But the problem is working in your own company. You can't do that. It's not going to mean anything. They're making their own little companies. What makes it mean something? And I heard Triple H talk about it, said he's welcome to open working with companies. It's not about 6 months from now. It's about 10 years from now. But 10 years from now, if you were to if you were to say, okay, let's work with Impact. 10 years from now, you'd be able to tell that story of trying to think of a young star, the Rascals,
Zachary Wentz, Desmond Xavier, Trey Miguel,
the Rascals. If they win the world title, if one of them wins the world title in 10 years, you could talk about an invasion that you did with Impact or something like there's means and stuff to make that happen. And I feel like they didn't pull a trigger, and for them playing big boy ball, we're bigger than you for so long. This is going to be a lasting effect on WWE, man. This is going to really, really hurt them. And I think they're going to have to look at themselves and be like, fuck, what are we going to do? Because you can't just hotshot somebody. You have to literally buckle down and say, we have to make a 3-year plan, a 3-5-year plan of what the hell we're going to do.
Yeah.
We'll see. And also, I mean, we don't really know a lot of what the AEW Impact relationship is. I've heard rumors that it might only be like a one-off thing, which I think might not be that great. We'll see though. And then New Japan is kind of seems like it's waiting in the wings a little bit. So we'll see. I mean, and you know, we're still in the pandemic, so I don't really know how much we can get done, but it is exciting.
Oh, we're getting things done. People are moving from country now to country. They're flying out. Things are happening, and I'm excited. As a wrestling fan, I'm excited.
This is
an NXT fan, I'm scared.
This is a huge aside. Did anyone see that Brody King pinned Kenta cleanly on Friday?
Oh no, I did not see that.
That's fucking huge.
That is huge. Shout out to Brody.
Yeah, Brody beat his ass. Damn. And the Bullet Club was like, wait, what? Like, it was one of those things. It was great.
That's another thing. This is what's getting slid under the whole thing. We may get a reunited Bullet Club very, very, very soon. And if that actually happens, just stick a stake in NXT. Like, just do it.
Listen, if our new like combined forces do like a thing that Dragon Gate has been doing for the past year, where they do like huge faction wars, and Bullet Club just roams across all three, and then we have some other factions, I'm all for it. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, we did have a new faction debut tonight, so that was dope too.
Well, we'll get to that. I guess we'll get to that right now. We had a triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship. Damian Priest versus Johnny Gargano versus Leon Ruff. Johnny 3 times, as we could call him now, with the help of the Spooky Ghosts. The Spooky Ghosts helped him out. They scared everyone. He won the match, and then one of the Spooky Ghosts.
Why would you do that? Why would you put on a loser hat and celebrate for a loser?
Hey, it was a great performance. It was a great performance.
Man, you guys love participation awards. Continue.
Whatever.
One of the Spooky Ghosts took off his mask, and it was Austin Theory.
Like a broke. That's what
he used. It was me, Austin line, and yep. Now Austin Theory's back, and that's great, I guess. He should just be Spooky Ghost #1. That should be his gimmick for the rest of his career. That's what he deserves. This match was fine. I thought it was interesting. I was very surprised Gargano won, honestly.
Really?
I thought maybe we'd have a little Mikey Whipwreck title run here.
Wow.
Where like Mikey has the belt and he's trying to give it away to people. Maybe not to that extreme, but he's always winning somehow. I thought that would have been a lot of fun, but we got Johnny 3 times. Listen, huge Johnny Gargano fan, not complaining. Neeson, what did you think of this match?
I'm gonna answer this question. Austin Theory is very, very, very talented. Unfortunate of his out of ring ordeals and things that happen and accusations. All those things aside, he is very, very talented. As far as the match, I thought it was okay. I thought it was better than the strap match, but I didn't think it wasn't that much better than the strap match, to be honest. I thought it was interesting how Punishment played it, how Damian Priest played it. He played it real kind of like Big Brother, I don't want to hurt you sort of thing, which kept him in a good guy role, kept him in a not turning heel. And then he had all the hot comeback spots. So I think the match was serviceable, and to get to where Johnny is now the first ever 3-time North American champion, which is deservingly so. He is NXT. He has been there for a very, very long time and only have missed one takeover, which was last year at this time.
And he was really disappointed about that.
Yeah. So I just think that moving forward with the Austin thing, I felt like we said this on the show, because I know for sure I was like, it's Austin Theory because he said I quit and whatever. but also I think it gives Austin Theory a mentor at a proper stage of his career. He's young. He doesn't need to be on the main roster. Let him live on NXT. He clearly is going to be the future of professional wrestling. Like, I don't care what people think. That guy is like, you just seen it last year at the Evolve show, right? So, having him with Johnny, having him as a heel, as a legit heel, right? Like, hey, let's see if the Gargano way could turn out some stars with Indy and Austin, and they have their faction. I'm interested enough to watch it on Thursday, so let's do it
on Thursday. I hope they have a dinner at the Garganos with all 4 of them.
That'd be great.
And there's a kids table and it's filled.
Oh,
with
hey.
That's fucking dope.
Hey,
that was not what I was.
I know it wasn't what you, but you can't say that. It's
a smaller table with spooky ghosts.
There you go.
Okay.
They're all eating Lunchables or something. I don't know. Little spooky ghosts.
That'd be great. That'd be amazing. Actually, that would be. You just can't use the K word because
Right.
Damn.
Do we have any other thoughts on this match? I did like that. I think Leon's done something I haven't seen where he. I know we have the Nigel getting out of the ropes coming back in, but he did. Yes. He put a twist on it, which I had not seen.
Yeah.
And it was very cool. And then it was even cooler when he got kicked in the face trying to do it.
Oh my God. That looked brutal. Because there's no way to protect yourself from that because you're looking up and you're flying backwards. Like
you have to have your hands are catching the rope, so you can't hit anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought it was a fun match. Way better than the strap match. I honestly didn't have any idea where it was going to go. I figured it was either going to go to Johnny or Leon was going to retain for the Mikey Whipwreck reasons, but I honestly couldn't figure it out one way or another. I just knew that Priest was more than likely not going to win it. I don't know how I feel about Austin Theory. I mean, I just think it's too close to the Seth Rollins disciple role. But if you're going to do it, at least do it with someone else who has a different gimmick, I guess. And I don't know. I feel like I'm one of those people who believes Austin Theory can be good, but I want to wait until it happens because I feel like the potential's there, but he needs to find himself. And I realize it's because he's still so young and he's still so much to offer, but I'm just waiting for that moment where I'm like, oh, okay, I can appreciate Austin Theory. All other things aside.
Yeah. I love this match. Love this match for so many reasons. So first, Austin Theory. That's what I call way back when it first happened. The Ghost first came out because I happened right after he quit. I called that on here. I was like, oh yeah, this is probably going to be Austin Theory because blah blah blah. It's going to return to this whole family thing. But gosh damn, one, I love the fact that he presented himself tonight. But I love the fact they got a ghost face killer gang. That shit was fucking awesome. All the fucking ghosties coming out like putties and shit. Shout out Thomas Franco. So the thing about it is, that shit was fucking dope and hilarious. Then 2, Leon Ruff was off the chain. Again, shout out to my fellow Detroiter. But the thing about it is that he went in. The thing about it is one, his moveset was awesome to see. He got to do a lot of cool things, which damn, Leon could actually go. So that was dope to see. 2, he took some fucking bumps. He paid his dues tonight. And honestly, I'm not mad at him for taking the L because, again, with the 2 people in the ring with, but honestly, he's you know what? I do want to see more of you now. And so that was great to see him get over to this level and everything like that. 3, Damian Priest. Man, I said a few weeks ago that I didn't know who that character was and who he is. And I was kind of blasé to him. But after tonight, I'm damn, you kind of endeared yourself to me. As Lisa pointed out, we played the big brother role. I love that part where we threw him through the plexiglass and everything like that. And he looks down and he feels sorry for it. I didn't think he actually needed to say sorry. But again, just that look sold everything he needed to say right there. I was okay, all right, I get this. I like the role he's playing in this match right now. So again, it did a lot of great things for those 2 characters, Damian Priest and for Leon. They get over to that next level. And for Johnny is Johnny Takeover. Johnny again is Johnny NXT. So letting him get that 3-time North American Championship is dope as hell. And putting Austin Theory with him gives him some mentorship, but as well, it's also going to see people said, that whole family dynamic of all being together. And then it's wait, who else is in the Ghostface Killer gang? Again, because it's actually trained like action and everything like that. That could be fucking dope to see. This motherfucker got a hat. So, Danny, son of a bitch.
I'm sorry. I thought we were wearing like championship. Like Johnny has his championships in the back. Pingo has representing a bunch of winning things in the back. He has Austin back there. Was it a Warrior? He has Dr. Sue. No, Dr. Sue has great ratings. Amazing. Yeah, and I just wanted to make sure that I was repping my hometown and just the greatest franchise in sports. So that's all. I mean, I had the shirt on. I didn't know if you see it, but I just wanted to make sure it was on the head as well.
So, anyway, 3-time NBA champions, beat the Lakers twice. I still feel good about it. But yeah, so honestly, I liked this match a lot. It was dope to see. And stop shaking your head.
Because 3 to 17 doesn't make sense.
So anyway, again, it was a great match, and honestly, I thought it was dope. And honestly, it's making me excited for what they can do with Damian Priest now, because it feels like they're really trying to figure out his character, and that's part of the reason why they did this. And so they're putting the work behind it and the storytelling. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. Matthew,
that with
speaking further there, Matthew.
With Gargano winning this for a third time, I think they really just need to cut the crap with it, and this is their Intercontinental title. Let him have the best matches on the card, and let him hold the title for more than like the Gargano curse. It was funny for I guess up until now, but
yeah, up until now, yeah,
cut it out.
Hey, it's funny for 2 weeks. That's about it.
Quick question before we move to the next match, because I was thinking about this the other night. How do y'all feel about Johnny's heel run up until now right now? Because I know it's had its up and down moments, but how are y'all feeling about his heel run thus far in his new heel character? At this point,
I mean, I like it. I think him and Candace on screen always makes me cringe a little bit because he keeps cutting her off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of a thing, and I'm just always I don't know. I'm very particular about little things like that. And I don't know if it's leading up to something, but it literally is she'll be saying something and he'll come in and just overpower it. And he's and then she's like, yeah, let's go do that. Let's go do what you say. Let's go, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if it's leading up to something, but besides that, I mean, I find it very entertaining. I'm rolling with it in that, but I think now we're going to get a real run with the title as a heel. Let's get a 6-month gut. Let's get it, sink your teeth into something, let's something. It just sucks for Damian Priest as well, man. Cause he had the belt for a hot second and then
yeah.
Is he moving up? Who knows? They love big men up there. So
they do. Bingo, you gonna say?
Yeah, I think for me, I was introduced to Gargano as a heel when he was in Chikara, when he was in Friends in Similar Tights, which was him and Chuck Taylor and Icarus. Absolutely loved them. So I mean, I'm cool with it. I've always seen Johnny. He's been able to do both sides of the coin. I'm more impressed with Candace actually because she's been a face forever, and she's now just it took her a little while. I told that story where she had to turn heel at a house show that I was at, and she was super sad about it because all the kids were like, no, and they were all sad. It was very funny, but she doesn't have to worry about that now. She's doing a great job, and I like them both as heels, and it's something different for both of them because, I mean, Candace, natural face forever. Gargano did great in his face role, but he can play both sides, so I think it's nice to see them on the other side of the fence there.
But she was not. Well, again, watching that, I urge anybody to watch last year's War Games, and she was not she didn't get a reaction when she came out. People were sitting on their hands.
Yeah,
and
not me.
Oh yeah, well, okay, but I'm saying
obviously, yeah.
This is NXT Takeover. This is Chicago. This is the marks of the marks, as they would say, right? And it wasn't a big reaction for her at all. And I think her turning heel now, people is able to tap in to the things that we like to. But I like Candace on the Indies because she did some she went balls out and fucking went at it. You can't do that as a face in WWE. like you have to go heel first to show that edge. Hence why Io Shirai, hence why Asuka, hence why like you can name them, Sasha, Becky, name anybody that go down the list. They all had to turn heel. Bailey, look at Bailey, right? Like so, it's just they all had to turn heel to show that edge. And I think now Candice and Johnny Gargano, I think Johnny Gargano got really messed up because of that whole like flipping for a second because of DIY thing.
Yeah, back and forth. Yeah.
The injury. I think that whole got messed up. But yeah, man. I Candice LeRae is that chick. She's proven it a time and time again, and I'm happy to see her now get her shine. And I just want to see her with different matchups, man. Like I want to see her sink her teeth into somebody.
For sure. Jamie, do you want to say?
I mean, I think it's no shock to anyone that I'm a very big fan of the Gargano way. Damn.
In the chat.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Gargano way. I love Johnny and Candice. And, I was very hesitant at first when they did the combined heel turn. Like, it's one thing, like, when Johnny just turned heel or whatever that was back then, a couple years ago. And I was hesitant at first when they both turned heel, but then as this is progressing, I think it's gotten so good. As you said, Neeson, especially on Candice's part, because, same thing. Like, I've been so used to seeing Candice as a face for years. And even when she was doing that crazy, like, balls to the wall stuff, literal and figurative, it was because she was in organizations that allowed it and it was something of a regular thing in those organizations where it's not like that in WWE. It's not like that in NXT. So now that she is heel, she can dive into that part of her personality that can make a heel and become this like annoying and egotistical person that you wouldn't have seen at all with the old Candice.
Like low key, I agree with y'all. Like with Candice, I agree. Her aggression is awesome, and I love the fact they're playing two different types of heels. Like Candice is a little bit more badass and aggressive than Johnny is, where Johnny's playing more of the comedic heel. But it's so dope to see a comedic heel that actually wins and gets shit done, and so it's really fun to see. So I got to give him a lot of credit because he's finding that balance really well. And so so on the journey of this, I'm like, shit, I got him credit. Like he's doing the damn good thing. What is that?
That's a badass picture.
Oh, that is good.
Gang's all here. We will lead the way. I will point out that Candice's arm is in a sling, so hopefully that's not too serious.
Oh, that
that
makes sense why she hasn't answered my text yet.
Also, Guy, she took, I think, the brunt of the Io Shirai. She took that trash can straight to the head.
Yeah, her and Rio were right under her.
Yeah. She's tough.
Yeah. I'm looking at that picture. Yeah, that picture is a badass picture, man.
Great picture. All right, let's move on to our main event. The Undisputed Era taking on Team McAfee, which was Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne, Danny Burch, and Oney Lorcan. Like I said earlier, I feel like this match didn't hit its stride, and that might just be War Games in general. When everyone's in the ring, it's great. When we're leading up to it, it can be great, but we're just waiting until we get to the match beyond. Pat McAfee is an insane person. I will just get that out of the way right now. Pete Dunne, always on the top of his game. Him and O'Reilly starting off was the best thing they could have done. When everyone got in the ring, they were just beating the shit out of each other, and it was crazy. And I think Pat McAfee might have my favorite sell of a pump kick ever. That man, we talked about it last week. I can't remember when it was because this week seems like a blur. He could be this generation's Roddy Piper. Not the best wrestler.
Yes,
it
was Wednesday. It was Wednesday.
It was Wednesday. So, I think the right team won. He did not get pinned, by the way, which I thought was very interesting. That means we're probably not done. Ken in the chat says he wasn't a fan of Pat kicking out of the Panama Sunrise, which I am also not a fan of. I think I'm not really sure how I feel about it, but my gut reaction is I am not a fan of it. But I mean, if you knew he wasn't going to take the pinfall, why hit him with it anyway? You know. Anyway.
I mean, I think my thing is that, like with all Canadian destroyers, they should not get kicked out of anyway.
Yeah.
So the fact that it was Pat taking it and he kicked out, it's like, why even continue to do this move if it's never going to be the finish?
Right.
As you said, I think that the match didn't really get fully started until everyone was in the ring. And on top of that, I don't think there was any way it was going to measure up to the women's match, and it didn't need to, so it was fine for what it was. Not only that, but the Undisputed Era has literally been in every other War Games match. I don't think there's much that you could do to, outshine all the other matches they've already been in. So this is just a fine match. It was good. It was fun. And yeah, like you said, Pat McAfee, I couldn't believe the stuff that he did. Like, especially when he did the senton off the top of the cage.
Yeah.
It looks like only maybe his shoulders were caught. Everything else just hit Matt.
Yeah.
It was insane. Like, good for him for taking all those bumps. And especially that the table spot when he fell off the top rope. I feel like anyone else, like a normal worker, when they're jumping off the top, you would see them go like this to see themselves fall back onto the table. He just trust fall directly into that table without looking. He's just like, yep, I'm going for it. And he did it. And like, good for him, for someone who's not been in the industry for this long. Like you said, possibly this generation's Roddy Piper, and CM Punk mentioned how, great of a performer he is and how his promos outshine not just everyone in NXT, but in both Raw and SmackDown as well. And part of me agrees, but that also I feel like has to do with the fact that, he's an outside of wrestling personality, so he has a little bit of an advantage. And he just has that natural charisma that he learned by being on the football field and being a personality on his own show. So I feel like he did have those advantages, and those promos that he gives makes you hate him. And that's why they work so well.
No, I agree with you. Like, honestly, I love when he arrived at the arena and he fucking throws the keys to the cameraman. I was like, oh, it's on and popping. It's on and popping. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's how we fucking roll in. And honestly, when he took that Panama Sunrise and like kicked out, I was me like, this motherfucker's going to get a belt someday. They're going to put a fucking belt on him someday. Holy fucking shit. And I'm like, but I'm cool with it because this shit's fucking amazing. Because again, he's like, his promos are fucking amazing. He's willing to take the bumps to pay the dues. Like, before this happened a month ago, when we were talking about this, like, there's no way in hell Pat McAfee gonna be in War Games. Oh shit, Pat McAfee's in War Games and he's taking all the fucking bumps. That shit was dope as hell to see. Like, again, kind of like I was saying Leon Ruff earlier, he was taking his fucking dues. So it was good to see, though, but honestly, it was a dope fucking match. And then also, like, with the Undisputed Era, now they're 2-2, but honestly, at the end of this, like, I love that segment at the end where they're just, like, beating the shit out of everybody, and then Cole finishes with a super kick. I was like, oh, shit, this whooping ass, gang mentality, get that shit. And so that was dope to see. And then finally, this is random, but damn it, Roger Strong's a good guy. Some people on this podcast have had a tendency to say that, oh, there's only 3 people in Undisputed Era. I never said that. But some people have said that before. I'm exactly, Jimmy. I'm surprised as well. I've never said that. But the thing about it is, though, that Roger Strong's a good guy. Like, throughout this match, they had the microphones up, but you could hear him checking on people. Like, he's just a good fucking dude. So at the end of this, I'm like, damn, man, I can't believe people hate on you, Roger Strong. You're a good guy. So, yeah, 4 members of Undisputed Era. I've never said any different. Decent?
Yeah, right.
Well, it's a lot to unpack there. First of all, Pat McAfee. I said it when he showed up and cut his first promo. I said he's the best person on the mic in all of WWE, and get him on the main roster today. He is the best heel in the company. Seeing this match, the table spot, the trust fall, not only did he trust fall, but he flung himself back and trust.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little, it's not the reason why he had to fling himself back, and the reason why the table wasn't nearby enough where he could just fall. So, you can't really turn and look, right? Like, you have to be like, so now I gotta jump back. Here it goes, because it's over. man, when he kicked out of Panama side, the thing I thought, to Johnny's point, and not just the title, but I was like, oh yeah, let's forget, guys, he's here to stay. He signed a multi-year contract. This isn't just a announcer contract. He signed an active wrestling contract. So don't be surprised if he is going for a title. Don't be surprised if he does have a run, because that's their 18 to 35-year-old fan base that they're trying to get. And that's what Barstool and his brand represents. Now, it's not Kenny Omega winning a title and Sting and the whole wrestling Voltron combined is not going to bring those ratings. But what it is going to do is you had ESPN, Ariana Wani going against Pat McAfee and Booker T live on their shows. Like that type of talking where it doesn't need to be your title holder or your main star. Like that breeds the synergy enough to bring the audience to NXT. Mm-hmm. They just have to be able to deliver. Now, granted, Pat McAfee is not the best wrestler, but god damn it, he's entertaining as all hell. Yes. And Adam Cole is that guy. And one thing I did walk away from this whole thing was Adam Cole is still one of the best wrestlers in that company and also should be considered one of the best wrestlers in the world. Like the way he's able to cut, like you said that what's his name was talking to everybody. Yeah. But Adam Cole was commanding things and meaning just like, yo, like we're going from this spot to this spot and not saying like, oh, get up and do this, but just you seen the energy in his flow to where it was going. Every time the camera was pointed on him, Adam Cole was making the best of it. And I just think he's just that guy, man. So walking away from it, it was okay match. Of course, it didn't live up to the females match, but they had a hard pill to swallow. After when I started seeing the middle of that match, I was like, "It's no way! It's no way these guys are yeah. They're back looking at this match like, are we gonna follow this? How the fuck are we gonna follow? Okay, all right, cool. We're gonna do it." So, great match, or good match rather, not better than a female match, but everybody did their thing. Everybody held up their end of the bargain, and yeah, man, it was a hard hitting. It was some potatoes. It was it was tough, but entertaining.
I will say as well, the dope thing about Pat McAfee, the motherfucker's gonna make a dope brand ambassador. Like you can send him out to so many places to do interviews and advocate for wrestling and talk about it because again, he has such legitimacy coming from the 7 different industries where he's made $1 million and have such different ways of commanding respect. That motherfucker's make such a dope fucking brand ambassador when he starts sending him out there for shit.
So while you were all talking, I had an idea, and it obviously can't happen now because Leon Ruff is no longer the North American champion.
Sad.
But how crazy would it have been for Pat McAfee to take that title off of him?
That would have been that. Now that would have been great.
Like that Wednesday.
Man, that would have been amazing. And just to see him with the North American title running around and on different brands and him hiding behind the brand.
And then you could still continue their feud with the Undisputed Era by saying that their own prophecy is about to be fulfilled.
Yes.
With Oni, Danny having the tag belts, McAfee having the North American title. Then somewhere down the line, you could have a feud with Pete Dunne and whoever's NXT champion.
Finn Balor. Oh boy,
he does like real legit too. Oh yeah, and by the way, like low key, like at the beginning of this, I talked about how like I felt people were leaving, and honestly, after tonight, I'm like, shit, Undisputed Era can leave after this. Like honestly, they can go to like Wednesday and like start setting up for the Rumble or like something else, or like leave by WrestleMania. But I'm like, fucking shit, it looks like they're ready to go.
They're
like,
not going anywhere.
You don't think so?
They can't. That will kill that brand.
No, oh yeah, because of Voltron. Yeah,
they're gonna break up before any of them make it to the main roster.
Exactly. Come on, man. Like
y'all think they go to the main roster together or no?
I don't think they go to the main roster at all. I think you can't now. If NXT was still on the network, maybe. But now, like, who's your stars on NXT?
The Era,
Finn.
Johnny. I think the Era, Johnny, and Champa are the mainstays.
No, I mean just stars. Like
I just mean like as far as like those not going anywhere.
no. Who's your stars on NXT? I wouldn't even say Champa. Who's your stars on NXT?
Fair.
I'd say,
Yeah.
Io. I'd say Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Um,
Leon Ruff.
no.
He's
Not-
from Detroit. There are no stars there. Continue.
Don't hate. Haters hate.
Man, that might be it right now that I can think of.
Yeah.
Only one that you're leaving out is just Adam Cole,
Oh, Adam Cole.
and that's it. Like that's your stars of NXT. That's the people that's actually going to pop your rate. And Pat McAfee.
Everyone else left.
Yeah.
Yeah. They took Bianca Belair, Matt Riddle. They took a lot of people.
You can't give up. You can't give up Undisputed Era because you don't have enough stars. Right? You just like Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley. The reason why Rhea Ripley's not on Raw or SmackDown is because they don't have enough stars to replace her. They have talent. They have talent that we will watch. But again, Rhea Ripley headline Mania, so they're hoping that mainstream will bring some audience, her fans, to watch NXT. If she leaves,
Wait, quick question. So wait, are y'all saying this mainly because of Voltron being formed, or just in general they just can't leave because they don't have enough stars?
well,
In general.
In general.
Like, it sucks even worse because what happened on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, if Rhea Ripley, if they didn't need star power or Rhea Ripley star power, how did Chelsea Green make it into SmackDown before Rhea made it to Raw?
Really?
And that's someone who's a Chelsea Green fan. It's just true that like Rhea Ripley just has it, but they can't really let her go as far as the women's division in NXT.
Well, and they also sufficiently buried her by having Charlotte beat her for no reason, and then Charlotte left. And where's Charlotte?
Yeah, true. And then, wait, Jimmy, quick question. Why do you feel that Undisputed Era is a mainstay? Like, I get Johnny and Champa, but why do you feel they're a mainstay, like they're not leaving?
I just don't think that, that group translates well onto Raw or SmackDown, because if you think about it, they're all short guys. And it's unfortunate to say, but like if you have an entire group of short guys, I don't think it works. If you had some tall, some short, whatever, like, yeah, that could work. And I'm not saying that these guys couldn't do it and aren't worth it. I'm just saying that based on the history of WWE, that's what it looks like. It looks like that's what happened to them. They get lost in the shuffle out there so easily. Look what happened to Sanity.
I was like, the easiest way to explain this is who are the WWE champions right now?
Roman,
Drew.
Okay, that's it. Roman, Drew. Do you see any of them beating Roman or Drew right now?
So what you're saying is the Undisputed Era needs a bigger member like the Big Show.
There it is.
Well,
Could you imagine?
Well, it's the Big Show. But yes, guys, NXT has a lot to like. I as much as I don't really care for Chris Jericho's hot takes and opinions sometimes on professional wrestling, he said the smartest thing when talking about NXT and said, stop worrying about us and concentrate on getting guys over because none of your guys are over. And when he said that, it made me be like, at first I was like, yeah, fuck, shut up. And I'm like, oh, well, you're right. Like, who's really over? Like, name, that's what I say, who's their stars? Like, even Io Shirai is a star, but we know Io Shirai could be a star on the main roster.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we've seen the formula with Asuka. She could be a huge star on the main roster. Rhea Ripley is a star. She could be a star on the main, but she is there. Like, Rhea Ripley is over. Johnny Gargano's over. Adam Cole is over as fuck. And Finn Balor is over. Like, who else? You're trying to get Cameron Grimes over. You're trying to get everybody else that was on tonight's roster. They're trying to get over. It's a tough world, man. This is gonna make it even harder because now, like we said on Wednesday, NXT was supposed to be the B side of the main roster. It was supposed to be the answer to. It was supposed to be the PG or the PWG of WWE. And then AEW finally settled in their feet and was like, "We got this."
Yeah.
You know what I think NXT needs to do? They need to have more black and white vignettes that don't make any sense. I think then they'll start to get people over that way. I think that might work.
That might work.
Remember last year we were like, "Oh, Darby Allin is gonna be great," and then like now everybody's like, "Why the fuck is he on my TV?"
Turtle power.
Just don't do the dumb promos. That's it.
Or just treat him like make him a champion, you know. But look, again, that's for not next week.
Anyway,
That's for next week, guys. That's for next
all
week.
right. Is there anything else to discuss?
Nope.
Not really. No.
Mm-mm.
Sting's going to talk on Wednesday with Tony Schiavone. I'm excited about that. And then on Tuesday.
Oh shit, we gotta watch.
Well, let's see what rating Impact draws because I'm excited to see that. I am excited to see what happens there. We will see, but
I like that.
No,
back on NXT. No,
I like that.
Who's their Japan wrestler on the main roster? Like who's their Japanese wrestler?
Oscar?
Who?
Oscar.
Male.
no
I
one.
mean, that's the problem. You just can't have one though. That's low key the problem.
You just got one female. What are you talking about?
You know, I'm just saying that's the problem. You just can't have one. So like they need to make more. But that would be dope though. If they had like another one.
They'll make more.
You know what is actually really funny about that comment from Junior is I saw a picture where I think it was from SmackDown and it was like Cesaro was there with the Street Profits and then somebody else was on the other side of him.
Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode, and it was
Bobby Roode. Yeah, I seen
they're
it. Yeah.
trying to decide who's going to get a title shot. And I said in my head, who's Cesaro's tag team partner?
Wow.
And yeah, he was out doing the Intercontinental Pat Patterson tribute because Pat Patterson loved him.
They fucked that up real bad, didn't they? Anyway,
The Intercontinental champion.
At this point, he's older and he's just making that money. So
making that money.
Low key. Yeah, low key.
Living that life.
All right. All of our social medias are in the corner there, except for Johnny's. Johnny P313, Johnny Dope Kicks.
Who didn't breathe tonight?
Who didn't bleed tonight? Dude, everyone got busted open. Like every match I saw blood almost. I was like, fucking shit.
Like, it's War Games.
War Games.
In order to win, look, I get it. You don't know anything about winning. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh, you hater. I'm sorry. I just don't throw money at my problems like some teams, but yeah.
Hey, if your city wasn't broke, maybe.
You know what? It's a racism and a history of plight has affected us, but we're on the comeback though. We're going to come back like Leon Rush. We will be champions again. You wait and see. You wait and see.
I'm all
I wasn't. Are you sure? I wasn't sure if you were saying Leon Ruff or Leo Rush, but they both lost. So,
Jimmy, why are you helping him, Jimmy? Jimmy, why are you helping him? Jimmy, come on, man.
0-12, baby. Let's go. Let's do it. So, let's do it.
This is just a whole full of losing, huh? Just
So excited.
Why me, Lord?
I mean, you should just send everybody when the fastest guy in the field's just running by himself, right? All right.
yeah, I'm so happy that my Raiders actually.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. Thank you. No, you're helping me out. I love it.
We needed that win. I'm just rock this like T.I. for the
Number
next
one pick, $80 million in cap. We'll send hopefully Gase. We'll give him some cement shoes, throw him in the river, and we'll be good.
at least he didn't pay 128 million for 4 years for someone who's sitting on the bench right now.
Oof, boy, brother. We can't get to that.
Strong, stay strong.
Okay. Everybody go to Instagram.com/THS.wrestling. I did 3 interviews over the past week. I did one with Juicy. I did one with Blake Christian. And I did one with I mean, I guess. Oh God, yeah. And I did another interview with the Dirty Daddy, Chris Dickinson. It was a lot of fun. Everyone was great. Shout out for GCW for hooking us up with those interviews. I don't have anything else. Does anyone else have anything to plug, or are we good?
Guys, follow me here. Understand it, represent it, and just know that basketball season starts 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks.
Is really?
Weeks.
Yeah, it starts soon. Yeah.
The Lakers open against the Clippers, and then the Christmas Day. Hey, Detroit, who are you guys playing on Christmas? Oh, that's right. You guys, because nobody cares.
We're rebuilding. We're rebuilding like we did for the past 8 years.
Christmas Day, we played a future of the league. We played Dallas, real D. We played Dallas with Luka, which is the future of the league. So yeah, man, it's great. My Raiders are winning. The Rams are winning. It's just a great time to be a California sports fan, isn't it? Isn't it? Anybody else a California sports fan on here? Anybody?
No.
Oh, sorry guys. Great weather, great sports, great time. Minus the fires and the pandemic.
And the pandemic.
And the shutdown. And
all right. So that is it. What do we got? Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, Instagram.com/THS.Wrestling, YouTube.com/that hashtag show TV, and Twitch.tv/that hashtag show. But most importantly, that hashtag show.com for everything trending in geek pop culture. And we'll see you guys next week.
bye, 17-time champ Lakers. Bye.